Understanding the subconscious, the subliminal mind. A Course in Miracles helps us achieve our goals, to achieve success. Hey everyone, this is James Nussbaumer, and I'm going to give you a read on the third book of my series. This is the introduction of my third book entitled, And Then I Knew My Abundance, published by Ozark Mountain Publishing Company. Try to listen very closely because you will note that I'm trying to get through to you to understanding the subconscious, the subliminal mind, and how to achieve my goals and to achieve success in your life. Imagine a place of insightful activity that you're able to find somewhere in your mind, a place where the confusing possibilities about your consciousness are cleared away and the absolute is brought forward. In this, we can say this place does exist. Does it exist? Yes, it does. It's where your true potential can once and for all be realized and then accepted. I mean your real and full potential. As your curiosity plays alongside of doubts and all those other fears, reaching the ever widening boundaries of your thoughts, you are able, if you choose, to reestablish contact with the source of the active center of what gives you life. This book, And Then I Knew My Abundance, is concerned with making contact with this effective and purposeful part of the mind. You will learn to realize your consciousness in a different way from the familiar way it may have been making you operate all along in the physical world. You will learn to recognize consciousness as an entity that you create, but do so from behind it. Yes, the subliminal mind. I know this may seem confusing, so for now, and just to buffer the impact of this thought about you being behind your own consciousness, allow me first to ask you to consider a couple of extending thoughts. And by extending, I mean you and I sharing our reality together as one. Ask yourself, what is truly a higher order, the physical or our natural divine self? If separated from nature, the mind becomes a hollow bundle of shallow thoughts. Yes, just a hollow package, we could say, a bundle of shallow thoughts, lacking all activity, without luster and authenticity, seeking only projected images seen as form, and without the pleasure of being real, or we can say divine. I do realize we're just beginning our journey together through this book, but for now, consider a projected image being something the world has taught us to see since our birth into this world. Something your physical past has taught you to picture in your mind. Imagine a physical experience, like, for example, hearing the ringing of the opening bell on Wall Street. And then imagine a natural experience, like perhaps hearing a wood hen hammering away as it hollows out an oak tree. The sound is echoing throughout the forest. When you compare the two, you will note the different portrayals consciousness gives us to consider. One is a reflection through your body's eyes, and the other is simply a gratifying vision. Which one is real? For now, the question might provoke some confusion for you because the way the world teaches us makes us initially think that both are real, but that's okay. At least I've got your perceptive mind's eyebrow raised right now. With that said, let's consider how you feel about this world. Have you ever felt that the world around you, all that you see through the air, the land, and the sea, just doesn't seem to be home? Or let me phrase it differently and say that something feels like it's missing in your life, but you can't seem to pinpoint it or even narrow it down? How often have we said, I wish I could find myself? Or how often have we said, I just can't seem to touch what has been bothering me? You may experience such a stage in your life that passes with the help of time, but then with more time, that lost feeling arises again. Your experience tells you that nothing is different in the way you feel, other than this time you are older now. The situations or circumstances going on around you may divert your attention for a while until the lingering memory or sense of a greater reality comes back to haunt you and seem to own you. You still feel lost or like an alien from somewhere unknown. It's as though you are here in exile. This may be a subtle feeling that surfaces every now and then for you, sometimes nothing more than a tiny throb, and at other times a blur that is hardly remembered, actively dismissed, but persistent and sure to return. You know, no one figures out where this place might be that has claim to your naturalness. Many try to shrug it off or hide their suffering in their dreams or in games they play to occupy their time and keep their sadness suppressed while they're still wondering how to achieve success or how to achieve my goals. Others will deny any such feelings and not recognize or admit their fear at all. And most people will maintain that what I am speaking of here is a figment of the imagination. Yet who, in simple honesty, without being defensive and self-deceived, would deny he understands what I mean? All right, let's talk about, is there really any stability in how you can achieve your goals? Is there any stability in how you can achieve success? This book, And Then I Knew My Abundance, is for everyone who walks this planet and who wants to understand that it is okay to be seeking for something stable, because you surely are lost and seemingly not at home. The individuals who seek out the many messages that this book offers have been uncertain in an endless search through the fog for what he or she cannot seem to find, while not recognizing that they already hold on to it. Striving continues for the perfect family, the big home, the career, the cars, the vacations, and all the toys, which are all fine, and you should enjoy these things. Yet none of these things gives contentment to our restless mind, with one thing for sure: the fear the fear of death in hell, and believe it or not, the fear of the gate of heaven. If you're like I used to be, you wish you could return to your childhood so you could have a chance to do things differently. You know, that younger body you had, the old neighborhood, maybe with the ongoing ball games in the backyards, running through the lawn sprinkler on hot summer afternoons, or building a snowman in the front yard during the winter time. You know, all of this is only a memory, like a dream you once had, so distorted now that you can't barely hold a picture of it now. So as you find your way through these pages, you may find it your advantage, if you've already read the first two books of the series, book number 1 called The Master of Everything, and book 2, its sequel, called Mastering Your Own Spiritual Freedom. All 3 books so far published by Ozark Mountain Publishing Company, a mainstream publisher. On sale everywhere books are sold. But if you haven't read either of the first 2 books, that is perfectly fine, and it is okay, because I have written this book while considering those who lack the information in the previous books. And this book will help first-time readers when you do get a chance to read the first two previous books. My goal in this book, And Then I Knew My Abundance, is that you will come to know the part of you that accepts yourself as an alien in this world. Your home is the childhood all around you, which is eternal, with an innocence that calls the shots while you're here walking around this land. This real and true childhood is your divinity and brings to earth a pure reflection of why you are here. In that reasoning of why is the spotlight that has already shone, that has already shined its way onto you for your intended purpose to be achieved. And now all you need to do is simply play out the role. It's really that simple, and there's nothing to fear. While living in the light, the natural light of who you are, you will know your way and will no longer feel lost, because you will discover you are innocent of everything. All fear and guilt will fade away. Your goals are not a figment of your imagination, but are real if they are your heart's desire. Your imagination is the voice that tells you to lay down all defenses and let the child within you lead the way. The child within you, his home is yours. The gate to heaven is not to be feared, and the way is always open to you. The only figment of your imagination has been the world's blockade that you've allowed to hold you back, along with the obscuring fog, limiting your vision of this light. You've already taken the first step by opening the book to And Then I Knew My Abundance. And in the pages ahead, as you read on, simply walk the gentle way while fearing no evil and no shadows in the night, because both are unreal. I welcome you to this journey with all that I can be. Thank you, and God bless. James Nussbaumer.